How's it going, everybody? So today's video is a quick video. It's 5 things I would tell someone who's newly diagnosed with ME CFS. This is more of a part 2. I have a video similar to this, but I want to go over some very obvious things to some, but many still kind of new to this illness don't quite know these things yet, and maybe I could help you avoid the heartache of having to figure it out the hard way. So number 1, don't push it. And what I mean by that is ME is very unique compared to other illnesses. Overdoing it, pushing yourself too much, makes you sicker. It causes post-exertional malaise. It can cause flare-up of symptoms. It's very different from other illnesses where we have always just kind of ignored not feeling well or persevered through, pushed through. Many of us do that and have done that. But with this particular illness, you don't want to do that. You want to learn about post-exertional malaise, you want to learn about flare-ups, you want to figure out where your baseline is, and you want to stick to that as much as possible. You don't want to overdo it. So number 1, don't push it. Persevere to feel better, persevere to find ways to treat your ME. Always push the line when it comes to that. But when your body's telling you to stop, listen to your body with this illness more than any other. But still persevere to feel better and to find ways to be healthy. Number 2, don't settle with a doctor that's telling you there's nothing you can do. That there's no treatments out there, that there's no way to feel better, that this is what it is and you're going to have to deal with it. Don't settle for a bad doctor, or just not necessarily a bad doctor, but a doctor that doesn't know about ME CFS. They might still be a great doctor, but not know very much about ME. There are things out there that people do that has worked for people with ME, parent technique, low dose naltrexone. There's lots of things out there, certain supplements that have brought a lot of relief to ME symptoms and has made people feel better. So if you have a doctor that's telling you there isn't anything they can do for you, or they just generally have a negative outlook on treating this illness or the illness in general, I think it's a good idea to find a new doctor or consider finding a new doctor, get a second opinion. Just don't settle for a doctor that just kind of doesn't give you any options whatsoever. Number 3, I always make videos about family being patient with someone with ME. This time, number 3 is be patient with family and friends. ME is a very complex illness. It's a very strange illness in many ways. It manifests itself differently than many illnesses, and a lot of people just can't wrap their mind around being tired a lot, neurological issues. People don't understand what they can't see when it comes to illnesses especially. So understand that a lot of family members and friends, they might not be trying to hurt your feelings and dismiss you. Some do, unfortunately, and it sucks. But some just don't get it. They don't understand, even if they want to. Be patient with them. Try to find some resources out there that could help them understand. I've made videos about it. Many others have now made videos about it on YouTube that explains what ME is, and maybe they can understand a little bit more what you're going through. But don't expect people to understand. Even the most empathetic people, I have some people in my family that are very caring, very thoughtful, very understanding, and it took a year and a half-ish to really understand what I'm going through, and now they're very, very supportive. But it's a hard illness to really understand, especially if you're not going through it. The next suggestion that I have is education. You got to educate yourself on ME and CFS. You have to read as much as you can and watch as many videos as you can, interviews, and just learn about the illness, what not to do, what causes flare-ups, what doesn't cause flare-ups, post-exertional malaise like I mentioned earlier. You want to know what you're dealing with here. You can't beat an illness that you aren't educated on. You have to know what you can and cannot do and what's going to work for you. Now, everybody's different, I am surprised sometimes at people that have had ME/CFS for a couple years, and partially is they're not well and they haven't been able to physically do the research, and I understand that. But some people just haven't really learned much about the illness. They kind of just accepted that they're very ill, and I think that that's detrimental to your health and well-being. I think educating yourself on things that may or may not work and what not to do to make things worse can really go a long way. Learn about supplements, there's just so much to learn about. Every day we're all learning more and more about it. I think you'll be better off if you do that. And that kind of brings me into the last thing here. I'm trying to keep the video short. I'm sure there's a lot more I could say, but join a support group. Go on Facebook, join an ME support group, any forums. The Facebook support group, there are several, are very helpful. There's a lot of people that have had ME for many, many years. There's people that have tried different treatments, techniques from all around the world, all around the US, and can recommend different things and different approaches, and you can just learn a lot there. So that kind of brings me back to the education. Just joining a support group, you'll learn a lot. I go on there as often as I can, and I always learn something new. Just reading what people have been through, symptoms that they have had. Even, I've had this illness for almost 2 decades, and I still learn about symptoms that I didn't know existed from talking to other people, and there's a good sense of community there, and I think that's important for an isolating illness like this, to have that sense of community. And everybody's very, very nice on there, very knowledgeable. So those are just a few things that I think are really important for someone that is new to ME and CFS, kind of just to get started there. I'm curious, question of today for me is, what is the one piece of advice you would give someone who just got diagnosed with ME and CFS yesterday? What would you tell them? The one thing that you think is the most important thing, the one piece of advice that you wish someone told you. Please drop that in the comments. I'm very curious to see what I missed and other people's perspectives and what you guys think. So I hope everyone's doing well, and take care until next time.